Hi everyone, it's Jennifer Wallens here, and I've been asked by several people to do a more in-depth um, video showing more pieces and how-tos of my 2023 Haunted Witches Mansion. So I'm going to do this. It's only going to be a few minutes, I promise. But I wanted to do this in the daytime so you can see things a little bit better. These are all made. I used Ideology vignette boxes. I did use a few pieces of Django blocks for a few things. But overall, I used paper and I used Ideology boxes and all Tim Holtz inspired type products, as you can see. There is one little pumpkin here, which I bought at Michael's. So there might be a few little things here and there like that, but for the most part, it's all inspired by Tim Holtz and all of his fabulous work and designers. All right, so this is actually the front of the Witch's Mansion, and it has 3 stories plus a roof, and there's a basement underneath, but you can't see it from here. All right, so there's a little sign because these witches make a living with their elixirs and potions and things like that. So there's a little sign out front, little witch at the front door, kitty cat looking in the window, little boy looking out of the shattered glass. And then there's a few more children up in the 3rd floor room that can't get out either. A few little eyeballs. And then we have the roof with another black cat and a skull. And these are all Sizzix cut out from die sets. This kitty cat and this one came from, actually, I think it was from scrapbook.com. I can't remember exactly all the details because I bought it last year or the year before, but I wanted to use everything that I could. All right, so we come around here. This is just one side. There are 5 little mini lights in here, Tim Holtz's mini lights. Here's a cute little candle, and I did use that idea with using the fork and then bending the tiers and gluing that little puppy on there. All right, you come around this side, and you can see I made a table with a tiny, what do you call it? A little planted pot, you know, the little terracotta pots, and I painted it. And that's just a piece of the etc. boards, okay? And I did throw in the little rocking chair that I had bought before, a set of I think they're 5 on Amazon, and they're real cheap. So I painted it purple in Tim Holtz. I believe that's Villainous Potion. Yes, it is. All right. These are the skeleton heads from Tim Holtz. There's one of the lights in the window. So this is the living room upstairs. And here's an old witch. She's going to her door where there's some trick-or-treaters. So she's enticing the trick-or-treaters with her candy. But you know, I really wouldn't trust her, because she puts things in the candy that gets those trick-or-treaters to pass out, and then she keeps them. All right, so you can see some details here, some of the dies that I used from this year, the trick-or-treaters, some from last year. Let's see. Oh, and I just love the retro Halloween here. A few more of those. The Tim Holtz, I created these with those lovely trees that you can do anything with. Painted some pumpkins. I love these from this year. These adorable, the cat and the pumpkin. And I did put the lights on, and I made the little hats that Tim Holtz did a video on how to create those. That was so cute. And then this die, the television set, retro television, from Sizzix, came out 2 or 3 years ago. So I made one of those, and I put one of the bats from this year, and I stuck it in there inside the TV, and there's a backdrop in there as well, a vellum backdrop from Tim Holtz, and then I put a light in there. So I thought that was cute. So she sits in her rocking chair, she reads her spell book, or she's watching Bat TV and waiting for the trick-or-treaters to come down to her door. All right, and below this, you can see I have a little light in the lantern. I painted it orange for Halloween. And she also, this witch, repairs brooms. So there's a little broom repair, little sign here. And hidden behind there is one of my lights. Okay. I used a piece of, this broke off a beautiful mug made by another artist, and the mug, the handle broke, and it was so pretty, it had a crystal on it, that I just used it to hold these, and I just glued it on there. So I love using things that I have that I can't get rid of, because as a maker and an artist, you just don't get rid of things. You never know when you might use it. So here there's some more Halloween wallpaper, and I love that frame and the old lady in there. And inside is where they make their potions and keep those children busy over the fire, the apothecary. And there's a little bench in there, and Eye of Newt. And I had fun just creating all of that, and the fireplace with some die sets. And then I used, you look really close, see this right here? That is from Tim Holtz. I forget what it's called, but it comes with 3 or 4 of these beautiful metal flourishes. So I used one as the basis for the fireplace, and then I put some little wood pieces in there. And of course, in the lovely, what do you call it? The pot, the kettle that's boiling, there's some eyeballs in there. Well, of course there are. And then there's a little seeing crystal ball and another light and some of my favorite pieces of ephemera. And I had fun making some crazy bottled up potions and using some paints and things. And let's see, I hid one of the lights back here behind here. And then I hid one light right here on the side, tucked in behind some moss. And in here, there's a couple of lights back behind there. That goes for the TV and that. Okay, so I'm gonna back up a little so you can kind of get a view of the whole thing. I had so much fun making it. I know it's a little large. I think it, let me see, it measures 12, 24, about 27, 28 inches tall, and about 14 inches wide. But as you can see, I used the vignette boxes and I just kept building. And the funny part is, okay, here's where I started. I started making this window and putting this behind there. And I was just gonna make, and it's on a panel. It's on one of the etc. panels. So I started with that, and then I couldn't stop there. I just kept building. Then I had this floor. And then I decided, oh, it needed a basement. So I'm sure some of you can relate to this. You just get going and you can't stop until finally I was like, all right, that's enough. No more, Jen. All right. And I hit a lot. As many as you probably know if you make things like this, like I do. Moss is the great forgiver. So I hit a lot behind that. And it is very sturdy. It's fairly heavy, I'm not gonna lie. It's a little heavy piece, but I put it on this turntable, which I have on my kitchen table, just because it makes it super easy. All right, I hope you enjoyed the tour of my 2023 Witch's Haunted Mansion. I'm already thinking of new ideas of what else to make. I got a few others I'll share later, but for today, this is the details. Hey, just send me a message if you need to know anything else or any more details. I haven't done a big YouTube thing with all the products yet. I'm just gonna try to do that later. I can't promise, but it probably should be up in the next few days. And I will put links to all of these items as well. Because I know when I was starting out too, and still I just rely on those to find the products quickly and start my own project. So thank you to all the other makers that have inspired me, and especially Tim Holtz. I love all the things that you come out with. It just makes August, September, October, November, and December so much more special. All right, take care, everyone. On to the next project.